"Sir, step aside. We've had enough of these stories." The officer's voice was sharp, dripping with impatience, as he stood towering over an elderly man in a weathered jacket. The man's hands trembled, clutching a faded folder of documents, his eyes red with tears. He tried to speak, but his voice cracked. "Please, I served this country. I'm telling you the truth." Before we move further into this story, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear. Let's dive in. The police station lobby fell silent. A few people waiting for their reports shifted uncomfortably, whispering. The veteran's clothes looked worn, his boots scuffed, his medals pinned crookedly as if hurriedly fastened before leaving home. But the officers behind the desk exchanged smirks, one muttering, another old-timer looking for attention. The veteran lowered his head, humiliated but still tried to explain. "There's something you don't understand. They're watching me. My mail has been tampered with. I've seen strange cars outside my home for weeks. I brought proof." He lifted his trembling hands, showing the folder, but the officer waved it away. "Save it. We've got real crimes to deal with." The room shifted from quiet to uncomfortable. A mother pulled her son closer, whispering that they should leave. A young man in the corner pulled out his phone, recording under his breath. The veteran's voice rose, desperate. "I'm not lying. I spent years in intelligence overseas. I know surveillance when I see it." His plea only earned him more ridicule. One officer scoffed, "Sure you did, old man." "And I'm the president." Laughter rippled through the room, but then the veteran's face hardened. He stood straighter, his trembling stopped, and his voice grew steady. "My name is Sergeant First Class Henry Lawson. I served 22 years. Iraq, Afghanistan. I carried out missions you'll never read in the papers. I bled for this flag, and I buried brothers because of it. So don't you dare call me a liar." His voice echoed off the walls, silencing the laughter. Still, the officers shook their heads. "All right, enough of this," one muttered, reaching for the veteran's arm to escort him out. That's when the heavy glass doors to the station swung open, suits, earpieces, a commanding presence, the FBI. The atmosphere changed instantly. The lead agent strode straight to the veteran, ignoring the officers entirely. "Sergeant Lawson?" he asked firmly. The old man's eyes filled with relief as he nodded. The agent extended his hand. "We've been looking for you. Your intel is critical." Gasps echoed across the lobby. The officers froze, their hands still awkwardly half raised from trying to push him out moments before. The same man they mocked now had the full attention of federal agents. The agent turned to the stunned officers, his expression like ice. "From this moment forward, he's under our protection. And you will not interfere." One officer stammered, "What's going on?" The agent's voice cut like steel. "What's going on is that this veteran just uncovered a national security breach you were too blind to see. And while you were mocking him, enemies of this country were closing in. Thanks to him, we now have a lead." The entire room erupted into whispers. Phones lifted higher. The young man filming whispered, "Oh my God, he was telling the truth." The officers stood red-faced, their arrogance collapsing into shame. As the FBI escorted Sergeant Lawson out, he paused at the door. He turned back to the officers who doubted him, his voice calm but unshakable. "Respect is free. You never know who you're dismissing or what they've carried for this country." Then he walked out, shoulders squared, the FBI agents flanking him like an honor guard. Silence hung heavy in the station. No one laughed anymore. The same officers who had mocked him now stared at the floor, their authority stripped bare by the truth. The mother whispered to her son, "Never judge someone by how they look." That man was a hero. And that's what the whole room carried home that night: humility. Because the veteran they doubted, ridiculed, and tried to dismiss had just reminded them all of something they had forgotten. Heroes don't always wear polished suits or command respect with their uniforms. Sometimes they're tired, worn, and carrying scars you can't see, but their truth will always outshine the doubt. And when it mattered, the FBI knew. That night ended not with mockery, but with realization, and a lobby full of people who'd never look at a veteran the same way again. Respect costs nothing, but withholding it can cost everything. If this story touched you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know how you feel in the comments.